Hey guys, how you doing? Raj here. Today we'll be going over how to, quickly pose your characters, how to quickly recompose your characters using an add-on called Rigify, which you can find if you go to Edit, Preferences. Let me bring this over here. Then we're gonna see in add-ons that if you type Rig, you're gonna have this thing called Rigify. By default, it's off. I don't know why it should be on by default, but anyway, it is not. The thing is, you just want to enable that thing. Once you enable it, when you press Shift A, right, and you go to Armature, you'll see that you have now a bunch of things, right? In this case, we're gonna be using the basic human meta rig, but I'm gonna show you how they all look, because just so you have an idea of how things are supposed to work, I guess. When it comes to the human meta rig, this is kind of like the full scale rig, right? You want to scale it up. It doesn't matter if you move it to the front to the back, since we're gonna be moving things anyway, just to match, to make it match our model, right? Whenever you make any kind of transformation, these sort of things, you want to apply them, just apply all transformations. For visibility's sake, you want to go to object properties, then you want to make sure that under viewport display you click in front so you can see it at all times. And me personally, I don't like the way these bones look. So what I like doing, it's just like I like going into object data properties, and then under viewport display you can change the way that the bones are displayed. Right now they are displayed as whatever this word is. I gotta try to pronounce it. I always change it to sticks just because it's easier for me to see. This is the full armature, right? This has facial rig. We're not gonna be going over that today, because I just want you guys to get kind of like an intro level to these sort of things and give you a tool to play around with it a little bit. We'll go into more, we'll go into this more in depth later in another video, right? That said, if you still want to try to use the facial rig, you can. Just make sure that you're gonna have to move a lot of bones, right? So if you want to use this one, and let's say you don't want to use the facial rig because you don't care about it right now, maybe you have a different setup or whatever, you can delete them by pressing X, right? Just delete the bones, delete the ears, delete the other ear, and that's gonna be fine. The only problem now is that instead of this bone, there's gonna be another bone that you want to get rid of, right? I have no idea what this bone is for. Just get rid of that. There we go. In this case, I'm not going to be using the hands, as you can see my hands are a little bit not great. And also I'm going to show you guys the topology of my model, because as kind of like a, I don't know, for transparency's sake, right? If we see that, like, go into edit mode, as you can see, I can select this thing. There we go. The topology is not great at all. It's not perfect. It's super ugly. This is just voxel remesh. This is more of a note that you don't need to have clean and perfect retopology. I know a lot of people are scared of rigging because they think that you need to go through retopology, and maybe they don't know how to do that, right? You don't need to do that. That doesn't mean that you can ignore it. I highly encourage that you learn how to do retopology. I highly encourage that you try to keep clean topology at all times, because that is going to make your life so much easier and better. We'll go over that on a different video, which I think it's going to be the next one. But for now, we'll just go with this. I just want to show you guys that you can actually jump into these and have a little bit of fun if you just want to pose your characters, right? Anyway, I'll go back to the armature. I'm not going to be using the fingers, because as you can see, my fingers are all, mixed together. But basically, again, I'm just going to delete them. You can't delete them. There's going to be more problem if you do this. Delete them real quick. Maybe I should have enabled symmetry for this, right? But anyway, then this is what we got now. In this case, we're gonna enable the X symmetry. And one quick tip, because now what we want is, of course, we want the bones to be inside of our mesh, right? One quick tip that really helps me a lot whenever moving the bones around, it's enable app, right? And then we're gonna set it up to volume. What this is gonna do is that it's basically gonna bring your selection to the center of the mesh, right? As you can see right here, if we press this, now it's there. So we don't have to be moving it around from different angles to, you know, be in the place that we want it to be, right? So we're just gonna move bones around. You don't need to copy the exact locations that I'm using for my model. Play around with this. Maybe you'll find something that works better for you and your model, right? Okay, move that in there. That in. Nope. I'll just do this from the side. Is over here. Is over. Go. Okay, now I'll turn it off because these bones are a little bit trickier to place with the snap to volume. So, again, guys, you don't want to forget about the bone. That is a very important thing. And these again, this is not meant to, you know, to help you guys achieve high quality animations. This is just meant to give you guys a tool, kind of like, you know, fun with this a little bit, right? There we go. Okay, now that everything is placed out of the mesh, right? We just need to click the mesh that we want to rig, click the armature. The order is important, guys, right? So first click the mesh, then click the armature, press Ctrl P. I have this shortcut reassigned to a different key, right? I suggest that you do it because eventually you're gonna be doing this a lot and it's gonna save you a lot of time. And then just click with automatic weights. What this is gonna do, it's basically gonna tell Blender, hey dude, please just do this thing that I don't wanna do. It's gonna take a little while in my case because, again, as you can see right here, we'd have almost 90,000 vertices. Again, guys, readability is important. Don't ignore it. Okay, we're just having fun. Yeah, that's it. Is actually like this is actually rigged, as you can see. Now the head is not following the body, right? No problem. We could do the whole, you know, automatic weights thing, but this is another thing that is gonna help you. Like, say your character has a hat, or maybe just the hair, right? And you don't need to weight paint the hair to the head. In most cases, there's cases in which you're gonna need to, but in this case, we don't really need it. So we're not going that way. But what we're gonna be doing instead is that we're gonna be pressing the, we're gonna be selecting the head, selecting the armature, pressing Ctrl Tab to go to pose mode like we did the first time, and right, select the head bone, Ctrl P, and then this time we're gonna parent it to this bone. Basically what this means is that anytime you make any movement to this bone, the head is gonna move accordingly, right? And this is great for a lot of things, especially if you have pieces that, you know, that you don't want them to be deformed. You just want them to follow, you know, the body. And but yeah, like we have this little button right here. This means symmetry, and this basically means that we can, you know, pose with symmetry. Just move the things around with symmetry. Now, as you can see, some parts they are a little bit wonky, right? Like the crotch is super stretched. Like as you can see right now, the lats. They actually look decent. Automatic weights, it does a decent job, but it's not perfect. So sometimes you want to go, you want to clean them up, and an easy way to clean them up, it's by going into weight painting. You want to select, in this case, you want to select the armature first, and then you want to select the mesh, right? Again, Ctrl Tab, and you're gonna have this little tab right here, weight paint. Go in there, and we'll see this thing. Blue means 0, red means 1, and everything in between is, you know, different value, right? It basically means like if a bone is like, if this is red, it means that this bone controls 100% of this area, then it controls 75%, 50%, 25%, and 0%, right? So whenever we move this, you can see that only the areas that are affected or, well, weight painted are moving, right? Of course, this bone is moving because it's parented to this other bone, right? But in this case, again, if we move the hand, you'll see that it's only moving the hand. To fix this, it's very simple. Normally what I use is the gradient tool, right? Set the weights to 0 and then just clean it up a little bit, just drag a little bit. Please keep in mind, if you're gonna use any other tool, the draw tool, the blur tool, the blur tool, right? You're gonna need to, if you want to select the bone, you're gonna need to shift click that bone. Otherwise it's not gonna work, right? Just make sure that if you have any of these tools, you want to shift click bone, right? Gradient tool, you don't need to shift click, you just need to click them, right? So let's clean things up a little bit over here. Oh, this is surprisingly decent. You see, guys, I didn't actually have to clean anything here. This though, I want to tone it down a little bit, right? And yeah, that's it. Now you guys are ready to pose. You can see, right? You want to, enable and disable symmetry as you need. As you see fit. Oops. But yeah, that's how you quickly post these things, right? Now let's say we want, and we're gonna go over like these more extent later in a different video once we actually get into how to make clothes and all that, outfits and all that stuff. But like let's make like a quick thing over here. Let's say she has this band for whatever reason, right? Let me make a mask. I'm actually just gonna make a face set over here. Smooth that out. You can smooth it out by you can smooth out a face set by using the brush, then shift dragging over the thing, right? There we go. So if we go over here to face sets, I want to go to extract face set, select it. There we go. We have this thing, right? Now by default, yeah, sure, let's apply that thing, right? So in this case, so let's say we want this to follow the body, right? And since this has the same topology, it's gonna apply the same weights, like if we go for automatic weights. But I'm gonna show you a different way to transfer a way to transfer the weights from a mesh to another thing. This is a little bit more complex. If you don't understand it, please let me know. I'll try to go over your case in your comment section or on my stream, because I stream, which link in the description. Anyway, right, we're gonna be using this modifier called data transfer, right here. You're gonna click it. You're gonna click the source, which is gonna be the body. You're gonna select vertex data, right? Enable that. Enable vertex groups, and then the mapping, you're gonna change it to nearest face interpolated, right? All this is doing is just transferring the information of the weights from the body to the new mesh, right? And now that means that we still need to I forgot to pair it. That you need to pair it with empty groups, right? I'll do it again just in case. You first need to pair it with empty groups. I am so sorry, guys. And there we go. Now, as we move this, you see that that thing is moving just accordingly, like the same way that the body is moving, right? So that's one quick way to transfer the weights to something else if you want that other thing to follow the shape of the body, right? For now, that's going to be the end of the tutorial, I guess, today, guys. We're going to go on a different tutorial over, the other parts of Rigify, which involve actually having like a proper rig with IK controllers and all the stuff. It's just that is a very complex rig, and I actually need to prepare a little bit more when it comes, how to explain it easy, because it's really complex, right? and it's gonna be a bit of a longer video probably. But anyway, thank you so much guys for watching. I apologize for the awkwardness. I'm still trying to get used to the whole recording tutorial thing, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. I stream Monday to Friday on Twitch. If you have any questions, you want to talk, you want to check what I'm doing, feel free to check my Twitch link, which is going to be in the description. Yeah, if you have any question, any suggestions, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. I'll see you next time with the next tutorial, which is probably going to be about topology. But anyway guys, peace out, have a fantastic day, see you later, stay safe, bye.